Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Casil, and welcome to week 7 of remote learning. We have just a teeny bit of this to go, and surprise, that's why there's a video from me instead of a Google Meet this week. All of your work this week is asynchronous. That means you're completing it on your own time, and there's a suggested calendar timeline for you on our homepage to make sure you don't get too far behind. I'm still available through email. I'm happy to arrange office hours or a Google Meet anytime throughout this week. But since we're gearing up for hybrid, I needed some time in my classroom. So you're doing your own directed time. I'm doing some of my directed time, and it all nets out to be the same. So let me tell you a little bit about the project that you're starting this week. And then next week, when hybrid begins for seniors, we'll be all doing this remotely, but we'll be back to doing our synchronous classes. So I'll be in school though, so you'll finally get to see your classroom. So let me show you a little bit about what's happening this week. So here we go. You are starting this energy final project. I call it a final project just because it's the end of our energy unit and it's our last thing we're doing before hybrid begins. So you'll see 3 things here, plus the link for this video will be posted there after I get started with, or after it's done, right? So the first is a discussion. There's some review of some energy topics here. This should be really easy for everybody. In a lot of ways, this is actually middle school energy concepts. There's a super old video from me, like way, I think it's like my first video I ever made. I put it on YouTube just the other day because it was saved somewhere, but it's the notes going over some forms of energy. This should be review. So you don't need to take notes on this unless it's going to help you. It's quick, fast forward through it as you need to, but this is a little bit about energy. I guess it says take notes in your science. There's also from Bozeman Science an article about conservation of energy because those are the big ideas that you're going to use in this final project. In your discussion, answer this question. Which form of energy do you think humanity could not survive without? Why? And then comment on someone else's post. If you comment on multiples, you can earn up to 5 points. So 2 are required, but then 3 of those are extra credit. So that'd be good for you. The next thing that's in that module, if I go back for a second, is your actual final challenge. And I want to walk you through this a little bit. So here's the long part of the video. You're going to be building a Rube Goldberg machine. This week, you're learning, you're planning, you're practicing, you're making decisions. You'll probably be doing most of your construction and filming next week, which is fine. And then we'll be back to being synchronous together. So I'll be able to talk with you and work with you during our class time. But if you've never seen a Rube Goldberg machine, I want to walk you through briefly what your slides are that are right here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to just play through the slides like they are. So what you've got here, and read this on your own time, we've got that there's this guy, Rube Goldberg, be his name, and he was really famous for his cartoons that he made. And they were always about really ridiculous machines that did very simple tasks. Like this is an alarm clock. And you can read through the instructions down below for how it operates, all the different steps. And you'll see that he has a bunch of subsystems, multiple steps involved in this machine that are there to add some humor and complexity. So there's a video from the band OK Go. This song is old by now, so that last year when I showed it, kids were like, I never heard of that song before. But this is a great video of a warehouse-sized Rube Goldberg machine. So the recording is done in 1 take. So actually, I think if you watch the behind the scenes, they cheated 1 time. There's like 1 little cut, if I remember right, but check it out later. So here's your basic task. You're going to design a Rube Goldberg machine of your own at home, and it needs to accomplish a simple task. You're going to define that task explicitly. I'll post some samples from previous years later so you can see some of the others that students have done. Your machine needs to have at least 3 subsystems, 3 steps that energy is being transferred from one part of a machine to another. And you'll be drawing a labeled diagram of the complete machine, labeling each subsystem and labeling specific materials you're choosing to use. I want to be clear, you can do this with like literal garbage. So don't go buy anything to do this. All right, this is definitely one of those challenges that is probably better done if you just get scrappy and you start looking around for what can you find, what do you have, what does a neighbor have, what's outside. So this is the general idea. So this week, this is the majority of what your work will be, is sort of researching and planning and defining what's this machine going to do. Some of you are going to get gung-ho, just be totally excited and you're going to move forward on this. Next week, we'll be continuing to work on this. And your ultimate goal at the end of next week is to have a recorded video of your working machine. And I would just use your Chromebook camera. Don't get crazy and use your own unless you want to, but your Chromebook camera is going to be fine for me. There's a script. So you're going to literally fill in the blanks in the script to explain how your machine works and what it's doing. So nobody's going to feel stuck about, what am I supposed to say to get all my points for this machine? You can either record that with your voice, like while in the video of your machine running, or, you'll see a little bit later here. I think it says right here. Oh, yeah. So when you turn all this in, there's a quote quiz. That's just so that it will collect two things separately at the same time. One that will allow you to turn in your video is the first question in the quiz, and the second question in the quiz is where you'll submit your script. You kind of either record that if you want to, or you can actually put the text in, and that's what's set up there for you. All right. So the script is here. You can read it on your own. And then at the very end of the week, or at the end of the project, I should say. So not this Friday, but you'll see it's due April 2nd. So that's the Friday before spring break. You can do it as soon as you're done with your Rube Goldberg machine. But there's an exit slip. This is a quiz that asks you to calculate a few things using the simple physics that we've covered. You can retake it as many times as you want, and your highest score is what will be kept. Yes, you can use your notes. Yes, you can use a calculator, and I am happy to help you at any point during this. So this week, your main goal is to get started. You'll see on our homepage that there's the instructions that you're really sort of getting started. You're watching those energy videos first, and really you're just planning. And then all of next week, we'll be finishing this project as well. All right. That's my overview for what we're doing. It's really a fun project. I hope some of you are willing to share your videos when we're all done so that others, you can see one another's. And then I'm really looking forward to the fact that I'll be able to see a few of you pretty soon after a restful spring break. All right, so I won't see you this week, but I'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.